Christina here with ESPN 106.3, and I'm here for your Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week. This week's Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week is Cardinal Newman Crusader Keith Golden Jr. Keith was recognized as a defensive player of the game in the Miami-Belen Jesuit game, where he had 2 interceptions. Not only is Keith making an impact on the field just about every game, he also is making an impact in his community. Let's go meet this week's Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week, Keith Golden Jr. First off, congrats Keith on being selected as our Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week. This 2020 football season has been like no other. What have you taken away from this season so far as you head into the playoffs?
Honestly, the biggest thing I've taken away from this season is trusting God. We've talked about it every single time we did Mass, and it was something that was real big for me, especially coming over to Newman, because there was a lot of times when my faith in God was tested, and when I trust in Him, He delivers.
You had a great game against Miami-Belen Jesuit with 2 forced turnovers and being recognized as the Defensive Player of the Night. How are you feeling after that game with these accomplishments and helping lead your team to a victory?
I was actually feeling really proud. There was one play where I gave up a long pass, like around 70 yards, and I remember going back on offense and Coach Burak looking at me saying, "You owe me one." So then I got him that one pick, and I got the second one just for show, just to let him know, I got you too, Coach.
Speaking of Coach Burak, this is your coach's first year as head coach with the team. How has Coach Burak come in and impacted the team?
Coach B has made a big impact on the team. A lot of coaches, they talk about how much they love their players, but Coach B is one of the few people that shows it. He always reminds us that he'll show you more than he'll tell you. You know, going from in practice when he wouldn't be very too much happy with us, and then he'll just go and smile at us the next day, just like he didn't make us run 1,000 suicides. But I love the man no matter what. He'll really go to fight for us, and we'll fight for him too.
You, earlier in the season against St. John Paul, you had just tapped your toes in to get a touchdown, and the Crusaders ended the night with another win. What is the relationship like with you and your quarterback?
I have a great relationship with Joe. There'll be times last season and in the beginning of this season where I would make him stay an extra 30 minutes after practice just to throw me a couple catches, just to make sure I get the chemistry with him and so I can get my hands right. Joe, he's young, he's a little inexperienced, but I call him Mr. O Reliable. He does get the job done.
Who would you say is the funniest person on your team?
Oh, for sure, Richard Vincent. This man is hilarious. He's a class clown and a team clown.
What do you love about the sport of football?
What I love about the sport of football mostly is the family aspect of it. Coming from Dwyer, I wasn't really a good player at Dwyer, and coming to Newman, I wasn't really bonding with them at first. So I never really felt like I had a real football team family. And when my senior year came, we've had a lot of talks, especially with everything going on in the world and with COVID. It made me feel that we were actually a real family, and that's just my favorite part about this.
If you could have one celebrity follow you back on Instagram, who would it be?
Zendaya. Zendaya for sure.
That is a really good answer. I love that. And then one last question. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
I'd love to get a shout out to my parents. My parents have done so much for me to get to this point, and I really would not be here without my parents. I also would like to get a shout out to God. You know, it's very cliche, but trust in Him. He'll definitely get it done for you. So, saying that, I'd like to let everybody know you are blessed and you are loved. Have a beautiful day. Congrats again, Keith, on being selected as our Land Rover Palm Beach Player of the Week, and best of luck to you and the Crusaders on the remainder of your season. See you next week.